Hi friends, Doc South here. Let's see, this is the last day of January 2019. We're in the middle of a humongous cold snap, very, very chilly. It actually, I think last night it was colder outside, I believe, than it was in the frozen food locker at at the supermarket I work at. And that's getting cold. Yeah, I think we keep that around 5 below 0. And then dairy, well, was a balmy, I think we keep that right around 30 or so, maybe 35, in between. And so, yeah, it was an eye-opener for a lot of folks. Me, just another day at work, I guess. But I got to thinking how I imagine schools are closed today, here and there. I'm imagining, as cold as it is, they probably don't want the kids out on the sides of the road waiting for the school bus. But gee, when I know I'm going to sound like, well, when I was a kid, but when I was a kid, a day like this, just because it was cold, oh no, you don't. You kids are coming to school. But there were the days when they did call it, not so much for cold, but if we had a nice ice storm or an apropos blizzard, oh boy, yeah. And you know, you'd get word about an impending blizzard maybe the day before, a day or two before, and it would be front page news to all the kids at Chester Public School. We'd be, hey, did you get it? Did you, what news, what weather report did you watch last night? Well, I saw Channel 4. And they said 18 inches of snow coming. And I saw Channel 7. They said it was going to be about 3 inches, just a flurry. Oh, man, we don't want to hear, and like that. And eventually, though, the big day, the day before would come. And that was almost as exciting as the day, as the snow day, if we got it. Because you were trying to figure out, you'd be asking the science teacher about weather. All of a sudden, you were very interested in weather. And they knew what we were saying. Yeah, they knew what we were up to, what we were thinking. I can still see, the science teacher. Oh, no, you don't. Listen, you kids, you're going to school tomorrow. I don't think it's going to be that bad. It's only going to be 6 inches. Oh, man. And, you're all, of course, he's toying with you. He wants a day off, too. And, but you didn't have weather channels and all that back then. Heck, I think some of the rock and roll stations that we listened to, I don't even know if they had weather. They were too busy playing, Elvis and the Del Vikings and stuff. So we were, we didn't, you don't break into that rock and roll just for a crummy old weather report, for crying out loud. Heck no. I think they did have some weather, but probably only during drive time. But you'd get home the day before, and you'd be looking at the clouds. Boy, I don't know. The clouds aren't that bad yet. What is it? Red sky at night, sailor's delight. We're trying to figure out what to do about the next day. Will we get a snow day or not? Of course, there'd be a weather report, but again, not like you see now with all the radar and stuff. It was just little letters on the, L and H, snow. Maybe when they were really swinging on the weather report, it'd be little snowflakes. Again, not animated. Yeah, I think I had to actually draw it on, if I recall right, or chisel it in stone on the tablet he was using to show us the weather. But we did, if we were lucky enough to have TV while we were eating supper, that was great. Generally, though, that wasn't the case. You had to gorf down your supper and go up, into the living room to get go to the living room to get the weather report of the night, and that would be usually around supper time. Okay, so you got that low down. Then you had to call all your friends and see, make possible plans for the next day. Hey, you coming over here for Monopoly? Or are we going to play darts? I got my train set ready to go, this kind of thing. And, you'd be working on that. And then pretty much it was the decision, the big decision, to do or not do your homework. Now, I always erred on the side of caution. I said, I'll do my homework. That way I don't have to do it on the fun day. I think Mom told me that. She says, why don't you get it done? It's done. There you go. If you get called to school, well, you got no worries. You aren't trying to do your homework as you walk to school. She says, that don't always work so good. Remember the last time that report went into the puddle? Yeah, you're right, Ma. Okay, so I generally do mine. Yeah, and but there'd be other friends of mine say, I'm not doing my homework till old man Kaczynski can wait. I'll tell him a piece of my, of course. So they're all sure of themselves. They're going to be just fine. I saw the weather report. It looks like we always have snow on February 2nd. Yeah, I'll be over from Monopoly. Yeah, count me in. And this kind of thing. By the way, you didn't get driven to play Monopoly. You walked. Yeah, your parents were already at work on the snow day, or maybe Mom was home. If Mom drove, then a lot of moms didn't. Then you trudged over to your friend's house. In any case, so there you go. You got you go to bed. Oh, a lot too. Whether you did your homework or not, a lot depended on what was on TV. Now, if it was Sergeant Bilko was on, or F Troop, or McHale's Navy, all those great shows. Red Skelton. You might just talk yourself out of doing at least your spelling homework. Yeah, okay. So, but if it was crummy TV, and I'm just talking from a kid's point of view. If it's the Dinah Shore show, well, the folks are going to want to watch that, and you're not going to see that. You're not going to see the Western. So, yeah, you may as well go do your homework. Okay. Or get caught up on the report you've been working on. And there you went. And so then you go to bed. Maybe if your parents were up late enough, of course the news didn't come on until about 11 o'clock at night. They didn't have a 10 o'clock report. And there were like I said, no news channels. You got to be kidding. If you could just stay awake long enough, you might catch the weather for the 11 o'clock report before the folks shut off the TV and hit the hay themselves. Maybe you could hear some of their comments. You might hear my father say, I don't think the kids are going to have to go to school tomorrow. Oh, man, that was pay dirt. And then most of the night, you'd be making bathroom runs. Because it'd be like the day before Christmas, the night before Christmas. You're just wide awake. You're looking out the window. Geez, the snow hasn't started yet. And what is it? It's midnight already. Man, snow's got to get busy. You're looking. Can I see stars? Hey, we were astronomers and everything. We're looking. What is it? Is it red moon at night? Sailor's delight? Well, yeah. You're trying to remember what they told you in school. Yeah, little realizing school gave you a lot of this knowledge, but so we're looking, gosh, where's the front coming from? What the heck is a front anyway? Yeah. And most of the night, heaven help you if there's going to be school the next day, because you'll never wake up. Well, evidently, eventually you fall asleep, and maybe once in the night, you hear the welcome sound of snowplows. And they're running down Main Street, and we look out the window, and doggone if there isn't already 3 inches of snow, and it's coming down like a mother. Oh man, look at this. Then you'll get back and you sleep the sleep of just peaceful rest is all I can say. I can't explain just how great that felt. Got it made. Monopoly game all day long tomorrow. Oh, popcorn, grilled cheese. No, Mom used to make these things. She called them cheese hickeys. You have a slice of bread. Okay, slice of bread, American cheese, a tomato, a little bit of bacon, and maybe a little onion if you liked onion. A little thin slice of onion. And you broil them in the oven. Cheese hickeys. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, they were good. And she'd make them for us. And but then what would happen to get the official word? there was a few things you could do. You could listen to the radio, but that was like all, morning show stuff. Yeah. The rock and roll stations I don't think did this stuff, but like WOR, Rambling with Gambling would be on, and they'd be rambling away, and they do the school reports, and you'd hear your school, Chester Public School, closed today, and they'd move on to maybe Mendham Public Schools and like that, or even better. You could still be no, you'd be up by then. But I think it was 7:15. Forgive me if I have the exact time wrong. But what they would do is they would blow the fire siren. Yeah, I think it was the fire siren. They would run it for 3 blasts. It'd be, and it would happen exactly at 7:15. Anything other than that, no, then it was a fire. But I think it was 7:15, might have been 6:45, and that meant kids go back to bed or get started on your day. And of course, if you didn't hear it, you'd get the calls from your friends saying, "Hey, I didn't do my homework last night. God, we're going to school. Oh, I'm going to be killed." Or if you had your homework done, well, gee, I'm sorry to hear about your homework there, Joe. Gosh, shame. It's been nice knowing you. And they'd be doing homework as they're walking to school, the wind blowing their papers into the, or they come up with some excuse, the dog ate the homework, that kind of thing. Usually all that fell on deaf ear. And, yeah. But the thing is that, quite often, bingo. Yeah, you had yourself a nice unannounced day off. And usually by right after breakfast, you'd run down to the basement and start greasing up your sled, we used to put Simonize on our sled runners. Yeah, and or wax. There was some kind of wax you could put on a toboggan. And again, it wasn't a fit day out for man nor beast, but that didn't stop us from running up to Garen's Hill to sleigh ride. Yeah, and or again, if it was really bad, or there wasn't quite enough snow, but enough to stop school, well, then you'd all meet for Monopoly or playing darts or whatever, model train set, that kind of thing. Gee, it was fun. Wish they did that nowadays. I mean, for grown-ups, wouldn't it? There ought to be a day where if it snows, yeah, in other words, it's not an official holiday, but you just have one day of winter for grown-ups too, where if it snows, okay, day off, everybody go home. Huh? Wouldn't that, okay, essential service is fine. They get another day, later. But can you imagine, oh God, that would be fun. But that's a good idea. People should, Well, in any case, I'll see you later, friends. It's not snowing today, so I got to get to work. Cold as it is, I'm afraid we're going to have to brave the elements. I'll see you later. Thank you, and God bless. Bye now.